Will the stock market crash in 2024? Okay, guys, I'm making this video because I was again speaking with one of my clients and I was trying to warn him of the real dangers of a stock market crash happening in 2024. Okay, I'm recording this video. This is during the first week of April, and we've already seen a huge pullback in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, okay, and even in some of the crypto assets and the crypto stocks, okay. So obviously this is happening simply because Treasury yields are up. There were some, inflation numbers that weren't so good that were released. But I'm going to tell you guys the truth about a potential stock market crash in 2024. This is kind of like a follow up on my previous video where I talked about the financial crisis that's coming up. And if you guys were watching that video, towards the end of it, I talked about a lot of CEOs and a lot of billionaires were selling stock. And I'm going to tell you guys why in this video. So make sure you watch it until the end. Okay, let's get right into it, guys. So why do I think the stock market will crash in 2024? I'm going to tell you guys exactly why. Let's get right into it. So I have an indicator that I like to use, and I always like to use this indicator to determine whether the stock market is overvalued and undervalued, and it's called the Buffett Indicator, guys. Now, I'm going to link to this link in the description below if you guys are watching this. Check out this link. It's very important. You actually want to bookmark this link as well. Now, I share a lot of links with you guys, but this one is definitely worth bookmarking, okay? So you can find this at currentmarketvaluation.com/models/Buffett-indicator.php, or you can just go to Google and type in the Buffett Indicator. So what is the Buffett Indicator? Well, the Buffett Indicator is kind of coined by Warren Buffett. It's basically his way of valuing whether stocks are overvalued or undervalued. And it's a very, very simple ratio, okay? It's simply the total U.S. stock market value divided by the gross domestic product, okay? So why is this? Well, basically, in an efficient market, the stock market is basically a fraction of the gross domestic product of a country's, output, right? So the stocks represent the companies, and then the gross domestic product represents the total output, the total economic output of any country. So, for example, I'm an American. Most of you, a lot of you guys watching this video are American. You kind of want to know why stocks are kind of pulling back. Will there be a crash? Well, according to this ratio, we should be prepared for a crash. I'm really serious, guys. So this ratio right now is sitting at 193%. That means that the total U.S. stock market value is almost twice as much as the total U.S. gross domestic product. That's not good, okay? So as of making this video, according to current market valuations, okay, it says the total stock market, U.S. stock market value is about 54 trillion, and the annualized gross domestic product is only 28 trillion. So why does this worry me? Okay, well, let's take a look back into history, okay, guys? So what happened with the Buffett Indicator during the last stock market crash? Okay, the last stock market crash, you guys aren't familiar, happened in November 2021. It was kind of, I would say Elon Musk. He kind of, in my opinion, he was kind of like the top of the market. He ended up basically going on Twitter and tweeting if he could sell Tesla stock. And usually when the world's richest guy is asking his, basically his followers if he could sell stock, that's usually a red flag. But it was really the Buffett Indicator that could have told you guys this information without even reading any of Elon's tweets, okay? So in November 2021, the Buffett ratio was over 200%. That means that the total U.S. stock market value was nearly twice as much as the United States gross domestic product, okay? Anytime something is about twice as much, okay, in terms of this is grossly overvalued. And of course, we saw a major pullback in the S&P 500 and in the Nasdaq, okay? A lot of people lost money. This was also timed pretty perfectly with the Bitcoin top, okay? If you guys remember in April 2021, when Coinbase IPO'd, Bitcoin hit all-time highs, and then it retraced from like 67, 68K all the way down, and then like 40 something, around the 40K range, and then it ran back up to the top. And what we call this in technical analysis, we call this a double top, okay? So it ran up, retraced, ran back up, and then crypto crashed. But this was kind of more so timed with Bitcoin's 4-year halving cycles, but it didn't help that interest rates were rising at the time. And of course, the stock market was overvalued. So this is a bad sign, okay? Historically, when this ratio gets out of whack, there's always a major correction. And we're going to see this in the stock market, okay? A lot of stocks have ran like crazy. Some that come to mind are like Nvidia, okay, Meta, some this AI stock, supercomputer, okay. A lot of these stocks have ran like crazy, and the valuations are just out of control. And we've seen so many stocks hitting 52-week highs. We've seen so much jubilation of market. As I was talking about in the other video, there's a lot of financial issues in the United States and that are going to trickle to the rest of the world that haven't really been solved. So why am I giving you guys this information on the Buffett indicator? Well, I'm simply trying to warn you, okay? Like I said, this indicator is at currently at 193%. This is really bad news for anyone that's involved in the stock market, okay? This means, in my opinion, that if you guys are invested in stocks and you've made a lot of money on some of your shares, especially in Q2, okay? There's an old saying on Wall Street, sell in May and go away, okay? Now would be the time to ring the register, okay? Now, obviously, over time, the stock market usually always goes up because remember, the US dollar is losing value. So remember, your stocks aren't really going up. It's really the dollar is worth less. So it takes more and more dollars to purchase the same stock. And I do believe that the stock market will crash and then it's going to, correct and will go even higher. Because over time, as the Fed and the U.S. Treasury continue issuing and the banks continue issuing more currency, over time, this makes the stock market go up. So I'm not saying get out of the stock market forever. I'm just saying be prepared for a crash. Now, me personally, I have, a majority of my portfolio is in crypto, but I do hold some stocks. But right now, I only have 3 stocks. Okay, guys? Just 3. Marathon Digital Holdings, ticker symbol MARA. It's a Bitcoin mining stock. Clean Spark, ticker symbol CLSK, Bitcoin mining stock. And MicroStrategy, ticker symbol MSTR. It's a Bitcoin holdings company. They have over 1% of Bitcoin supply. That's my entire stock portfolio, okay? So, but I know a lot of you guys watch this. You guys might have 5, 10, 20. Some of you guys have 50 stocks. You really should take profits on some of your stocks. Don't get greedy, guys, okay? The best thing to do back in late 2021 when this Buffett ratio was out of whack, was over 200, was to take profits. And I'm going to give you guys the same recommendation now. It's really time to take profits on some of your stocks. Now, what should you do? Well, a lot of people are predicting interest rate cuts. We don't know 100% for sure. Take some money off the table, hold some of it in cash, okay? Also, I recommend buying Bitcoin. As I mentioned in my previous video, Bitcoin, I really believe in this bull run is going to decouple from the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. So what's going to happen is people are going to sell stocks. And where are they going to put their money? Well, they're going to put their money in Bitcoin. Because after the Bitcoin halving, there's going to be a supply shock. And it's just the price is going to go up. Okay, we should be at by summertime, Bitcoin should be well over $100,000, and by the end of 2024, Bitcoin could easily be pushing 200K. Okay, it could be up almost 3 times as much. So that's a good place to go. And if you guys are interested in Bitcoin, you can buy Bitcoin outright. You can get invested in some of these Bitcoin ETFs like IBIT or FBTC or ARKB. These are the top 3 Bitcoin mining ETFs. They're ticker symbols in terms of inflows, in terms of net asset value. Okay, or if you're looking for a holdings company like I have, MicroStrategy, MSTR. Now it trades at a premium, but they always buy Bitcoin. Okay, Michael Saylor is the executive chairman of the company. He's obsessed with buying Bitcoin even at all-time highs. He just keeps buying and buying and buying. So that would be my recommendation if you guys are going to rotate into some key to stocks. But some of these other stocks, these tech stocks, these other sectors, okay, these food stocks, a lot of these stocks have run so high, and a lot of Americans in general, especially throughout the world, are really going to be cutting back on expenses due to inflation. Okay, there's not going to be as much easy money coming out, and there's a massive correction that needs to take place because markets don't go up forever. Okay, the smart money is going to take profits with this Buffett ratio that's completely elevated. So like I say, guys, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy when it comes to the stock market. Okay, it's not like cryptocurrency. There's no fixed cap on any of these stocks. Okay, the CEOs and management can inflate the shares at any time. They can issue more shares. You need to be careful. Okay, you need to be extremely careful when you're investing in the stock market, especially if you guys got into the stock market at a late time. Okay, if you got in like recently, if you bought in a long time ago, you're probably up a lot on your stocks. I mean, you bought the dip back in 2022 on a lot of these stocks, and now we're at all-time highs again for a lot of these indices. Take profits. Okay, don't be afraid to take profits. You can always buy stocks back. Okay, it's not like crypto. There's no stock halving where the supply of Bitcoin issued per day is going to be cut in April, like April 19th, 1820. It's going to be cut from 900 Bitcoin issued per day to only 450. There's no supply cut in stocks unless a company does like a stock buyback. So take profits. That's the best thing to do. Take profits, take profits, profits. Lord knows I should have took more profits in November 2021. So now that I've seen this happen again. I've seen that Buffett ratio creep up near around 200%. The total stock market value is nearly double the US GDP. It's time to take profits, guys. Like I said, I'm going to keep nailing this down. Take profits on your stocks. Roll your profits into Bitcoin would be a good suggestion if you want to keep the money moving, or sit on cash. Nothing wrong with sitting on cash if you're up big. You can always get back in the stock market. It's not going anywhere. So, like I said, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything in this video. I'm going to give it to you straight up. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe stocks keep running higher and the Buffett ratio goes way over 200%, but I doubt it. Okay, CEOs are dumping stocks like crazy. Jamie Dimon, Michael Saylor, Mark Zuckerberg sold a ton of Meta shares in the last 3 to 6 months. This is not by accident, okay? He's selling because he knows a lot of these stocks have run too far and they're going to crash. Now, how low will the market crash? Well, last retracement, okay, on the S&P 500, it was about a 25 to 30% dip. Can you guys stomach a 25 to 30% dip on your account? If you can, sit back, do nothing. Stocks usually go up over the long run. Whatever dip we have, as long as they keep printing fiat money, stocks will run higher. Not a problem. But if you guys can't, deal with a 20, 30% correction in the stock market, I don't think the stock market's going to crash 50%, 75%. Unlikely. But 25 to 30% correction is pretty likely, in my opinion, in 2024. Take your profits, get out of the markets, okay? Like I said, nothing wrong with that, okay? You can do other things. You can sit cash, roll your profits into Bitcoin, travel, right? Take a vacation in the summer of 2024. Take your family, or if you're single, you go to a different city and just get your mind away from the markets, okay? Selling May and going away is usually pretty good advice historically, actually. Markets are slower in the summertime. A lot of people are traveling. A lot of people are out of school. Things will heat back up probably, in October. Labor Day, October, stuff like that. September is usually a good time to get back into the market because historically it's the worst month. So my recommendation would be, and what I'm going to be personally doing is, I don't really own any fiat stocks, to be honest. But if I did own any fiat stocks, I would be taking profits now and looking to jump back into the market in September, which is historically the worst month for stocks, which is a good time to buy them if you guys want to make money. So like I said, guys, that's just my advice. Like I said, take it or leave it. I'm going to be putting nearly 100% of my capital into these Bitcoin stocks. But, okay, I do believe that the Bitcoin bull cycle will end in Q3 2025. In Q3 2025, that's when I'm going to be looking to move some of my money in some of these stocks like Tesla. Tesla's on my radar. I like Tesla a lot. I'll be looking to also move some money into some of these eVTOL stocks like Blade, okay, and Joby. I'll also be looking to get in some of the stocks that are going to benefit from lower interest rates. Upstart, it's a prime example of a company, small cap stock that should really soar with lower interest rates. And then maybe even some of these dividend stocks, some of these REITs and things like that, like Realty Income. There's a long list of stocks that you can get into. But right now, it's not the time to be thinking about buying. It's the time about selling, taking profits, so you don't get caught in this 25 to 30% pullback that's going to happen when the stock market crashes. So, like I say, guys, if you enjoy this content, please smash the subscribe button. Let me know what you think. And until the next one, see you in the next video, guys. Take care.